of haja. Haja is a thing. I need something from you. Haja. But this man didn't want haja, didn't want something, he wants small thing. حويجة. فقال له الرجل أو العالم قال له اطلب لها رجيلة. He said, you want حويجة, اطلب لها رجيلة. You want a small thing, then seek a small man for it. I'm a scholar. You don't come to me. And this is one of the disrespectful way of some of the people with the people of ilm. Some of the amma with the people of ilm and the scholars. He will come to the scholar and tell him, I have a small question. You don't do that with the ulama. You have a question, you come and you ask your question. You don't say, I have a small question. What do I look like? Alright? Respect the alim. Those are the carriers of knowledge. كما قيل جاء رجل فقال لي عندك سؤال صغير قال فاطلب لها رجلا صغير. Same thing. I have a small question. He said, look for a small man to answer it. Alright? Very important. That is to honor the ilm. To honor the ilm. شرف عبد الله بن جعفر والحسن بن علي. Abdullah bin Ja'far ibn Abi Talib, ibn Ali ibn Abi Talib ibn Abi Talib was very generous person. Very generous person. فقد سألته امرأة فأعطاها مالا عظيما فقيل له إنها لا تعرفك وكان يرضيها اليسير فقال إن كان يرضيها اليسير فأنا لا أرضى إلا بالكثير وإن كانت لا تعرفني فأنا أعرف نفسي. He said when a woman came to ask him for help, he gave her too much money. So the people around him said, she doesn't know you and she would have been satisfied with a little. He said, if she would be satisfied with a little, I would not be satisfied but with too much. And if she doesn't know me, then I know myself. والحسن بن علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنهما سمع رجلا إلى جنبه في السجود يسأل الله أن يرزقه 10,000 درهم. Hassan ibn Ali radiallahu anhu was praying, and in sujood, the man next to him, he heard him making dua in his sujood, that asking Allah for 10,000 dirham. So when the salah was finished, Hassan left and sent the man 10,000 dirham. They know themselves and they honor it. نفس ابن المبارك عن أبي سعيد قال رأيت ابن المبارك يعض يد خادم له فقلت له تعض يد خادمك فقال لمن مبارك كم آمره ألا يعد الدراهم على السؤال أقول له احث لهم حثوا. Ibn Mubarak, one of the greatest ulama of Islam, one of the greatest. Abu Sa'id, one of his companions, see him biting the hand of one of his slaves. Ibn Mubarak had a slave, he was biting his hand. Ibn Mubarak biting the hand of the slave. So Abu Sa'id told him, you bite the hand of your slave? He said, I always tell him not to count the money when he gives away. I tell him when people come to us, just give them whatever you have, don't count. So he was biting his hand. Imam Shafi'i. And who doesn't know Shafi'i? Who doesn't know Shafi'i? يقول رحمه الله علي ثياب لو يباع جميعها بفلس لكان الفلس منهن أكثر وفيهن نفس لو تقاس ببعضها نفوس الورى كانت أعز وأكبر وما ضر نصل السيف إخلاق غمده إذا كان عضبا حيث وجهته برا. He said, I wear clothes that if you bring them all together, they won't value a penny. They won't be worth of a penny. That's the clothes he's wearing. However, within those clothes, a nafs and a person that if you wear him against all humanity, he will overweight. That is not arrogance, that is honor. Because of his ilm. Because of the message that he was delivering. So be an honorable person. Don't be weak. Once you take this path, the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, never be weak and never insult yourself. Be an honorable person and stand up for what you believe, even if it's about losing heads and losing lives. Some people insult themselves and they are the people of ilm, and people look up to them, not worried about their lives, not worried about their heads, they're worried about their checks. Pay. So be aware. ويقول وما ضر نصل السيف إخلاق غمده. Like, what does it harm a sword if the house of the sword is old and looks dirty? إذا كان عضبا, if this sword, as long as this sword is sharp and wherever you direct him will cut. What does it matter the house of the sword? Alright, that is Imam Shafi'i. And Imam Shafi'i knew people very well, and he studied them, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him this hikmah. يقول ما رفعت أحدا فوق منزلته إلا حط مني بمقدار ما رفعته. الله كلام يعني من ذهب. He said, I never praise someone more than what he deserves, but that led me to put myself down of as much as I praised him. In other words, if he praises someone, tell him you're great, and he knows this man is not great, he feels that this amount of praise he gave this person falsely, he lost it himself from himself, of his own honor. So be aware of that. And that is kadhib. And when you know someone who's not, and you praise him for something he's not, that is kadhib. That is lying. So be aware of that. You're not obligated to praise, but once you talk, you speak the truth. Don't lie because you have something, because there is a need, because you need something from him. So be aware of that and be cautious. ويقول رحمه الله, or we skip that. يقول حريري وفضيلة الدينار يظهر سرها مع حكه لا من ملاحة نقشه ومن الغباوة أن تعظم جاهلا لصقال ملبسه ورونق رقشه أو أن تهين مهذبا في نفسه لدروس بزته ورثة فرشه. He said the dinar from gold from before, it can look great, but it can be false. And the only way you will know if it's good and if it's real and if it's authentic is by scratching it. So he said, just looking at the dinar, the golden dinar, and looking great and new, you cannot judge it to be false or authentic. Just like the person, by looking how nice his clothes are, and his suit, and he smells good, you cannot judge him and think he's better than the person who might not be dressed like that, who might have old suit, or might not have that beautiful perfume. Okay? But it's also important the look, as we have talked about that before. Imam Malik, the honor of Imam Malik, again the honor of al-ilm. Mahdi al-Khalifa came to Medina, so all people gathered around him. And you know Imam Malik, يعني, when you talk about Imam Malik, you stand up. ده عالم of أهل المدينة. So some of the people said, today Imam Malik sits behind. Because Imam Malik, when people see him, they'll bring him forth. That's Imam Malik. So because there were too many people already around the Khalifa, there was no way for the Imam to get to him. So Imam Malik came. So the people thought he's going to stand behind. فقال الإمام مالك, he screamed to Khalifa, فقال يا أمير المؤمنين أين يجلس شيخك مالك. He called the Khalifa, يا أمير المؤمنين, where your Sheikh Malik will sit today. Your Sheikh Malik will sit where? فناداه المهدي عندي يا أبا عبد الله, next to me. Oh Abu Abdullah, Malik Abu Abdullah. Khalifa tells him next to me. So the people had to move, and Imam Malik walks all the way and he sits next to the Khalifa. That is the honor of al-ilm. And one of the ulama, Muhammad ibn Khazim, Abu Muawiyah, came to Harun al-Rashid. So in front of the Harun al-Rashid, Amir al-Mu'mineen, so in front of the people, or Harun al-Rashid was pouring water for Abu Muawiyah, for this scholar, to make wudu. So when he was done, قال له إنما أكرمت العلم يا أمير المؤمنين. Look there, the way they saw things. Okay? If this was arrogant, he will go and talk about it. I deserve it. He told Amir al-Mu'mineen after what he had done, pouring water for him, he told him, you have honored the ilm. So I am not a person. I die, I disappear. I wasn't here. But when you honor me, you honor the ilm that I'm carrying. So he tells Amir al-Mu'mineen, you have honored the ilm, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen. Ibn Daqiq al-Eid, no one of the ulama, Allahu A'lam, we know of, who was given to be a qadi and quit. Put qadi again and quit more than Ibn Daqiq al-Eid. If he would not like something, he will quit. Until the khulafa or the amir will come and beg him to go back. Okay? So one day this happened and he was called to take the qada again. When he showed up and Mansur al-Khalifa waiting for him, Malik stood up for him to get. He stood up, al-Khalifa or al-Malik waited or stood up so he will shake hand with Ibn Daqiq al-Eid when he gets to him, rahimahullah. So when Ibn Daqiq saw that, he started walking slowly. So the people told him, the Amir, the Khalifa is waiting for you, is standing up, hurry up. So he said, I'm walking. But he slowed down to honor the ilm, to show the people, this is the ilm, needs to be honored. So when he reached Mansur, Mansur took his hand and shook and kissed the hand of Ibn Daqiq. فقال ابن دقيق ينتفع به. قال, this is a benefit. People should benefit from this. The way when the Amir honors the ulama. And wallahi alladhi la ilaha illahu, the conditions of the ummah did not go down and did not reach the level and hadith that we are in today, but because the leaders think they're better than the ulama. And because the leaders did not honor the ulama, but honored the fasaq. Because you look next to any leader, you don't find the ulama al-Rabbaniyin. You will find someone with amama and someone with beard, but he is so far from the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they honored the ulama, people respected the ilm and honored the ilm and followed the ilm, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave them his victory. But when they disrespected the ulama and threw them in jail and humiliated them and killed them, people lost that respect for the ulama. And when they brought people who supposedly to be with the look of al-ulama and the hearts of al-kilaba, azzakumullah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala took the honor from this ummah. And this is Imam al-Bukhari rahimahullah, Khalid ibn Ahmad al-Duhali, Wali Bukhara. Imam al-Bukhari from Bukhara, but he sought the ilm outside Bukhara. So when he decided to go back to his home country, Khalid ibn Ahmad was the leader and the wali, the governor of Bukhara, invited Imam al-Bukhari to read Bukhari for him, to read Sahih, the book of al-Hadith. He invited him to his palace to read that. فقال الإمام البخاري أنا لا أذل العلم ولا أحمله إلى أبواب السلاطين فإن كانت لك إلي شيء منه حاجة فاحضرني في مسجدي أو في داري وإن لم يعجبك هذا فأنت سلطان فامنعني من الجلوس ليكون لي عذر عند الله يوم القيامة لأني لا أكتم العلم لقول النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم من سئل عن علم فكتمه ألجم بلجام من نار يوم القيامة. So this Khalid ibn Ahmad al-Duhali, when he sends the wali, the governor sends a message to Imam al-Bukhari when he knew that he's in Bukhara, ask him to come and to read Sahih, to teach Sahih to him and his family. So Imam al-Bukhari said, I am a person who does not insult the ilm. You want the ilm, you come to it. I don't bring the ilm to your house or to your palace. And you have the choice. You're the wali, you can prevent me from speaking, and I will obey you. So I will have an excuse when Allah asks me why you did not teach the ilm. I'll say he stopped me because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because the Prophet ﷺ said, whoever has knowledge and asked about it and hides it, conceal it, doesn't share it, will be given lijam, a muzzle, on the day of judgment from the muzzles of the hellfire. He will be shut down with a piece from the hellfire. And Khatib al-Baghdadi rahimahullah, one of the again great ulama of Islam, one of al-Alawiyya, Alawiyin يعني manhaj munharif, kafir, one of them, and they were in power then, one of them came to him to give him some money in the masjid. So Imam al-Khatib al-Baghdadi was angry for that. فقال الرجل كأنك استقللتها. The man said, oh, it looks like you think it's very little. He thought الخطيب البغدادي, this is how the people like with such mentality. He thought Imam Bukhari was angry because Imam al-Khatib al-Baghdadi was angry, refusing the money because he thought it was little. Al-Khatib al-Baghdadi angry because this man is giving him money and he's from al-Alawiyin, from the kuffar, okay, who claims Islam. So the man went on a piece of carpet and he threw all the money. It was 300 dinar. He said, here, too much money. Another Imam al-Baghdadi, and then he stood up and he grabbed the carpet and he threw it right in his face, the money right in his face. يقول أحد الطلاب ما رأيت مثل عز خروج الخطيب وذل ذلك العلوي وهو قاعد على الأرض يلتقط الدنانير من شقوق الحصير ويجمعها. He said, I did not see more honor than Imam al-Khatib when he threw this money and the humiliation of that man who brought this money. After al-Khatib left, he started looking for the dananir, collecting it to take it back. And this is Ata ibn Rabah. Ata ibn Rabah, Ata ibn Rabah was a slave man, but one of the greatest ulama of Islam. Sulaiman ibn Abdul Malik, the Khalifa, brought his two kids to Ata. And Ata just finished the salah, so his face toward the Qibla. So Al-Khalifa sat behind him with his two kids and he asked him questions. So Ata ibn Rabah answered him without turning around. Without turning around, he answered him. But this is a slave dealing with the Khalifa, and that is, he had a reason then to do it in this way and in this fashion, to make a statement. This is ilm. Forget about who I am. Forget about what my color is. This is ilm. We're talking about ilm. فقال سليمان after he left, قوما فقام فقال يا بني لا تنيا في طلب العلم فإني لا أنسى ذلنا بين يدي هذا العبد الأسود. He tells his kids, let's go. After they ask all their questions, they leave, and Khalifa tells his kids, do not be tired seeking knowledge, because I will never forget our humiliation in front of this slave man. But that is the Khalifa. He could have got rid of him, but the respect they had for al-ilm. Shaykh Izzuddin is a man who honored himself and honored the ilm. You see in the books of fiqh, when you finish the chapters called kitab, and within the kitab there's a big book. Within the book there are kutub, okay, kitab as-salah, kitab this. Within each kitab or each chapter, sub-chapters, and these sub-chapters called abwab. Each one is called bab. طيب. Bab means door, but the bab is called bab because that's where you enter from it to the next topic. So Izzuddin rahimahullah, one of the ulama, he never allowed his son or his student to read and stop at the end or stop at the beginning of the next sub-chapter. Why? Because he said, إني لا أحب أن أقف على الأبواب. Look at the mentality. He said, because I don't like and I refuse to stand at the doors. So he will always tell his students to read at least a sentence or two into the next sub-chapter or the next bab. So this way he never stops at the bab. But you know the point he's trying to make. I don't stand at the doors of people. I don't insult him myself. Alright? That is the honor of the ulama. ما أشتهي أن أكون ممن يقف على الأبواب. I don't desire to be someone who stands at the doors. So he will jump, and this is door and that door, but that is what. عالم فقير أرسل الخليفة ب100 دينار إلى عالم وقال لغلام إن قبل ذلك منك فأنت حر. What is that? Hebrew? This alim, this Khalifa sent to one of the ulama 1,000 dinar. And he tells the carrier of the money, one of his slaves, one of the slaves of the king, he tells him, if he accepts this money from you, then he's free. You're free. He's a slave, you're free. So when he went to the alim refused. So the slave started begging him, please take it. If you take it, then I'll become free. فقال العالم إن كان فيها عتقك ففيها رقي. He said, if I take it, you will be free, but I'll become slave. That's it. Once the people of knowledge accept a penny, done. They're done. Take it from me. They're done. Once they take a penny for their da'wah, they're done. And they'll never be credible, ever. Sa'id al-Halabi, rahimahullah, one of the ulama of Sham. And when he was sitting, and Ibrahim Basha, the son of Muhammad Basha of Masr, Ibrahim Basha, he was sitting, this Sa'id al-Halabi, sitting and teaching the people, teaching his students. And he had problem with his leg. So he was extending it out. He could not bend it. So it was stretched out in the way. So Ibrahim Basha, the son of Muhammad Basha, the elite and the leaders, walked into the masjid. So Sa'id al-Halabi lifted his leg the way it is. He did not pull it back as of respect, because he thought he deserved to be respected. So when he finished, Ibrahim Basha left and he was angry. And he said, I'll get to him from a way that I know how to get to those people. Money. In front of money, mountains collapse. You will see the person as a mountain. When it comes to money, يعني وقت الفلوس تعرف الرجال من التيوس. That's the reality. So he sends him a bag with 100 dinar. He gives it to one of his soldiers. He tells him, go take it to Sa'id al-Halabi and tell him this is from Ibrahim Basha. So when the soldier comes and give him the money, Sa'id al-Halabi refuses and gets angry. He said, take the money back to your master and tell him, إِنَّ الَّذِي يَمُدُّ رِجْلَهُ لَا يَمُدُّ يَدَهُ. Tell him the one who stretch out his leg never stretch out his hand. Those ulama saw with the basir. إن الذي يمد رجله لا يمد يده. وقال معاوية لعمرو بن سعيد. These are kids. Now I'm telling you a story of a kid. Amr ibn Sa'id, Muawiyah ibn Abi Sufyan told Amr ibn Sa'id, and he was a young man. He said, إلى من أوصى بك أبوك? His father died. So Muawiyah asked him, who did your father leave his will to take care of you? فقال إن أبي لم يوصي علي بل أوصى بي أو بل أوصى لي. My father did not ask anyone to be responsible about me. He asked me to be responsible about others. Because he knew. Alright? إن أبي أوصى إلي ولم يوصي بي. My father told me to do things. He did not ask someone to do something to me. قال وبما أوصى إليه. He asked him, what did he tell you to do? قال ألا يفقد إخوانه منه إلا وجهه. He told me that his father's friend and brothers and family, he told him, make sure that they don't miss after my death. They only miss my face, but they don't miss my presence. Meaning take care of them and be there always. And this is a way to honor the dead. Abdul Wahab al-Farisi, one of the ulama, and Muhammad al-Jarrah, rahimahumullah, they were walking one day and they were hit in a car by a drunk person. So they were hurt, but they refused to sue the person. You know why? Because they refused to stand in court against someone who was drunk. They felt, how can I humiliate myself to stand and argue with someone who's a drug addict or who's alcoholic? And that is the honor of what they were carrying. And I finish with this. One of the mujahideen of Islam, And one of the fighters, when they caught him and they decided to execute him, hang him. So they put the rope around his neck and they kick the chair underneath him, so the rope breaks. The rope breaks. That time, imagine the situation and the mental of this person. He said, كل جاهليتكم رديئة حتى حبالكم. He said, all your jahiliyyah stinks, even your ropes. And there is a great meaning behind this. كل جاهليتكم رديئة حتى حبالكم. So those people were honored because of their message. And they had to act in an honorable fashion because of what they were carrying. Because of what they're carrying. And that is where it shows you the difference between honor and arrogance. They had something they needed to protect. That is the ilm. So a message for each one whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blessed him with little ilm. And a message to each one who stands to invite people to the way of Allah. Whether he invites thousands of people, or he invites a neighborhood, or he invites in his family, or he invites within his house. I tell you and advise that honor this ilm that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had given. Do not contradict yourself. And do not give people any chance and any opportunity to criticize your ilm because of you. To criticize the message because of you. Because of your behavior. Because unfortunately, a lot of people who don't want to follow, they will criticize the ilm and they will make excuses for themselves to avoid following the ilm because of what they see of the people who are inviting for this ilm. So be aware of that and know that it's responsibility and you will be asked about. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله لي ولكم وصلى الله على محمد جزاكم الله خير السلام عليكم ورحمة الله.